Alright everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm been probably doing a little bit too much editing on some stuff. Have to sort of live and learn with some errors that I was having and work around them multiple times. So with this I'm going to go ahead and do something that's a little less strenuous as far as playing. A little more, I guess, action-filled and less toiling, stuff like that. Because I've been doing the Subnautica series, but editing a lot because a lot of it is just, gathering materials and things like that. So with this, we're going to go ahead and jump in. For this, this game is called, of course, Dawn of War 2. If you haven't tried the Dawn of War series, I recommend a few of them, especially if you're a strategy type person. A lot of the old strategy games, if you like the old strategy games types, are pretty good. I ended up being brought up on Dawn of War, I think it was 1, but it's one of the old ones that is just basically a battle back and forth for different control of areas. I'll have to look that up later, maybe pop it up. But this one in particular is more taking the campaign takes more of a squad-based attack along a specific storyline. With the story, you actually can choose, and I have a few of my saved ones, but if you wanted to play the prologue, I'm just going to show you guys. So these are the different races that you can play the main story with. The story itself and all the maps are all the same, but the squads and the voice acting and everything is much different. Otherwise, it's limited replay value. So I don't really have anything that I want to play on that. So what we're doing today is The Last Stand, which is more of a MOBA. You get to choose between any of these heroes, and each of them level up separately, which I think is good. The Overlord is one of the newer ones, and he's a little bit overpowered, seeing as he could probably get to the end with just 2 Overlords, and it doesn't matter who else is playing. Let's see. So these are the characters that I have set up so far. Mech Boy's one of my better ones. Captain is one I started on, but never quite finished. Tyrant is not as bad as I thought it'd be. He's one of those that has minions, or can have minions. Same with the Cow Swifter. He's a little more squishy in my opinion. Lord General, I haven't tried yet. Shasto Commander is a lot squishier than he should be, I think. But he does have that immunity to knock back. An Overlord is just super powerful. So today I'm just going to randomly go with, I guess, Mech Boy. And each one has their own color scheme that you can choose. It doesn't really change any of the look hardly, other than the actual colors. And even then it changes just partial. So just to give you an idea, this is the Death Skulls clan. This is the Bad Moons. Blood Axes. So we'll go back to Death Skulls. So each one of these, every time you level up, you get to unlock a next item. And you get to equip your items onto your character with these particular slots. And good afternoon, Tech Archer. But as far as these, it kind of limits you on what you can equip, and also depending on what you equip and weapons and armor and so forth, it sort of defines what strategy you're going with. You can see all the stats up here on the top. And right now he's sort of, let's see, he's got the heavy armor on, I believe, and he has a sort of anti-personnel shooter. Each one is either two-handed or one-handed, and you can actually swap out to make them where he has like a one or two-handed, one sword and one long range. This particular long range is more of an anti-tank, I believe. I'm not really sure, because it is a rocket launcher. And then there's always a couple of items that are unlockable depending on if you're able to get the achievement. And once you get the achievement, you can actually use those items. And most of the time I find that they're not all that rewarding, because, I mean, I don't even know what leak armor is. Yeah, okay. So it has sort of a description in there, but it doesn't actually tell what it does exactly, unless you equip it. But this particular one is less armor, but it explodes if hit randomly. So, yeah. So we'll go back to... And he does have a flamethrower, which is usually what most people start with. Go ahead and go back with our machine gun. Everything here is pretty much set up. All the traits that are given to you by your armor and everything will be listed at the bottom. Colors don't really matter, it's just depends on what the actual item is that it determines the color. So, pretty decent items equipped right now. And then there's two different ones. There's the Coliseum, which I believe is a little easier, a little more room, a little more cover. And then there's the Anvil Horn, whatever you want to say it, which has kind of less cover, and the towers that you can go into are in the back only. I believe I actually have an achievement for both, so I'll just stick with the Blood Coliseum for now, and we'll start searching for a match to join us. And as you can see, there's only 3 people allowed per match. There's a total of 20 rounds, and at least one of those is you have to face your duplicates. You have to fight yourselves. So it looks like we have an Overlord and a Commander joining us. And I'm the highest level, so this will be interesting. Especially since I don't have the teleporter. So it switches over to the Anvil Horn anyway. It does that. Probably just to get you into the game quicker. Just waiting on the last guy. On average, you actually don't have much wait time on most of these queues, so it's just the loading time that kills you. Any day now. Alright, there we go. So, there are 2 capture points per map. They actually increase your total points that you get in the top left here. Increase it by multiplying it. Everything, of course, is top-down view. This system also uses cover, so this is partial cover, while green would be full cover. And then you also get additional multipliers if each of you has survived a wave. So if nobody's died in a wave, I need to get out of melee range of these guys. They are just not helping me out here. We have partial cover here, which you can see from the yellow. And that wave is complete, so we'll go to the next one.
The Banshee's wail.
Ouch. So suppression makes it where you can't fire. Well, I guess you can fire, but in some cases. but it makes it very easy to slow your movement and so forth. All these guys are just off in my face. So this particular character loadout, he doesn't actually have any special abilities. They would appear on the bottom right here. There's picture. But all his stuff is passive or actively effective. Still doing some damage, so but it's early on. I'm not sure if you guys can hear the comments that the characters make, but they make random comments, which are hard to hear as it is, so I'm not surprised if you guys don't hear it. Both are still captured. Now the enemies will come and capture for themselves, which I believe will reduce your bonuses quite a bit. I always want to close the distance. And I don't believe we have any of our characters are actually hand-to-hand types. We're all ranged. So this guy is suppressing me. This guy looks like he can't be suppressed, so... Still on me. There we go. And if you don't have a specific target, it's just going to attack anything that it sees. Looks like one of our guys died. So level 2, I believe. So I'm just going to go ahead and try to revive him. Wave 5. Looks like we might have vehicles at the end of this wave. So you notice they're capturing. That takes away our bonuses. This is the total bonus over here. Guy's dead again, so I'm gonna try to make my way over there. And the grenades affect both players and the enemies. So if they throw their grenades and they land on it like that, it's gonna affect them. So often they're their own pain. One of our bonuses back. So sometimes all you have to do, or what you have to do, is just kite them. Sort of let them chase you for a while. All your other friends whittle them down. These are heavy infantry or heavy ranged attackers. They do decently hand to hand as well. Get out from under these guys. Almost got pinned. Just because I can, I'm going to go ahead and use one of these buildings. It's never good to be in these buildings whenever they finally collapse though, because it'll instantly kill you. Taking them down pretty quick here. This guy is a bit of a rough fight. He's basically a giant tank. think any of us are equipped to really deal with them. This might take a while, even with both of us in the air. Should probably update my description here.
For the Emperor!
Just realized I was still on there we go. So I need to not die. And I just died. Not sure if this guy knows how to res people or not, or whether he just, he's getting pretty close to death himself. It's only wave 8. Usually wave 11 is where I end up dying a lot of the times. He has a heavy hitting long range, which might not do much damage for these infantry. That is why the necromancers, or necrons, are just a little too powerful. They can almost stay alive forever. He just won't kill that robot, will he? There we go. Little glitch there. I guess we'll figure out for sure if he knows how to res at the end of the round, because he could easily do it now. Ah, there we go. He does know how to, he just doesn't care, I guess. I don't know. There we go. Made it to the next wave. For better or for worse. So these points add up to how much experience you get, I guess, at the end of the round, determine whether you level up and so forth. He's doing okay. See, a lot less thinking takes place during all this. Much more relaxing, just, you know, killing. Attack pretty heavy over here. Next character will probably be a little more, choose a little more active one when we have to activate things a little more with. And that's the one that Necron kind of is after a while, once you start getting the higher levels of the rounds. Go ahead and recapture while they're tanking. Also the amount of time, obviously, that you
Sweep
take
through
to
them like a
complete the round
scythe.
determines how many points you get as well, or how long you take to eliminate the enemies. So if you do it at the beginning of the round, it's more points. At the end of the round, less. This round's a bit hard because of these tank guys. They push around no matter what. No matter if you, even if you have the ability to resist knockdown or immune to knockdown, they're still gonna knock you down. Try to whittle this one down at least. Oh, he's aiming for me now. Looks like I didn't take the hit hard on that one. Oh, Necron went down. That's unusual. Hurry up and res. Yes. Get out of the way. I don't think we're gonna win this one. He's already dead, and I'm trying to get to the Necron. Yeah, I'm dead. They jump too hard, and the Eldars are just way too hard. They're the ones that knock you down no matter what. So I didn't level up on that one, at least not that character. So let's try something else. Maybe the Hive Tyrant, Chaos Sorcerer, Commander. What you think? The Captain, maybe? He's all melee in this build out. That one is a ranged build for now. I'll go with the Tyrant, I guess. Not getting any feedback here. Let's see. So let's see, I believe right now he's in a melee stance. The Poison Burst. So these are your abilities that appear in the bottom. And then he has all sorts of traits, and then these are the traits of his minions whenever they're summoned. So this one I believe is geared to provide quite a bit of damage, but he doesn't actually go, you know, towards his targets quickly. And all but one of his armors has movement speed debuff. And then you have all sorts of different people you can choose from as far as attacking. I'm trying to figure out if I have any with this. I don't think I have. Yeah, I don't think I have any minions equipped in this one with this build, but I'll try it without maybe. He has a shield in this case instead. So let's try that. So we have ranged, ranged, and I'm melee. So that's good. That's a good sort of balance. And then this guy doesn't have... Yeah, he does have some... I don't know. Is he a narcissist? That's an actual trait. Didn't see. Oh, I guess that is his abilities. Summoning guys. So what he does is he basically... It's kind of like cloning whatever he selects. Sorry, I had to yawn there. But he can clone whatever people he selects, and then they can fight. And if he gets on low in health, he can consume that image, because it's like a shadow image. He can consume that to heal himself, but they basically go away, and then he'd have to pick another item or unit to clone. Yes, narcissism is a trait. Basically, because he's a chaos sorcerer, he worships certain gods, and that gives him certain traits. One of the traits, or one of the worship things he can do is he can worship all evenly, and it kind of just gives a little of each. But if you worship specifically, then he can get all of the specific traits from that particular god or whatever. And then there's a narcissist where he can't summon shadows, whatever people, but all the abilities actually get applied to him. So, yeah. Charge. Get the bonus going. This guy's a bamf sometimes. He's another one of those that I think he's a lot squishier than he should be. The fact that I have to put a shield on to protect against level 1s. Poison is quite effective though. And I believe the shield only uses energy if it's taking damage. Oh god, that guy already died. Yeah, it only takes the energy if he takes damage. So instead of taking the health away, it takes the energy away. So melee characters are really good with these guys because these guys just jump right into your range. So much easier to deal with if they're right there. You don't have to chase them, they just come to you. These guys, on the other hand, are a pain. Poison will eliminate the weak ones while I fight the large ones. See, much easier if they just jump right to you. I try to save most of my energy for the shield.
No mercy, no respite.
Shield is almost out. So now it's damaging my actual self. shield still stays on. It just uses the energy as it regens. Both health and energy regen at about the same rate, I believe. Yeah, level 10. This guy is kind of weak. These are called Tyranids. What I'm fighting and what I am. And he talks as well, just like all the other units, but he's very hard to understand because he's like sort of a gasping whisper. I don't know how to describe it. Never mind, I won't go that way. He must have some sort of teleport. I don't use teleport too often. It's a strategy, but I'd rather have extra armor and things like that usually. This is definitely a hard map, or harder map of the two. And not good for a level 1. Looks like I'm about to die. Try to do a lap. Get away from some of these bullets. Give me some time to regenerate. There's our charge. Is that the charge? Come on. Oh, I guess I didn't have enough energy by the time I got to him. Sometimes the characters just kind of go off and do their own thing without any logical sense, so you have to sort of rein them in. Yep, I'm down. He's down. Don't tell me the level 1 is the only one up. Probably put that on myself next time so I can actually keep it centered. That ain't gonna save you, man. Yeah, there you go. So that was only wave 6. We haven't even gotten to see the other map yet. I can hope for a level up, but I doubt it. Yeah. And the only way to actually keep anybody in your group is if you, like at the main menu, select them to add to your group. So, let's see if we can make this guy a little better maybe. So that's the next item that you'll receive whenever you level up. Just hate to get rid of the shield, but that's the only one I'd probably get rid of because these others improve the minions as well. So this Tyrant Guard is the one that we had attacking us where it was the tank of the Tyrants. This one is just like one warrior, and this one is like 3 Gene Stealers. So the only difference here is that you'd get rid of the poison cloud, I believe, and you'd get this barbed armor. That's the only difference. So, but you would get more armor in general. So maybe, and it gets rid of the speed reduction. So maybe that's all we need. We'll try that maybe. Be able to get to him quicker. Searing, basically, let's see. Searing does additional damage over time. Damage scales with the highest maximum health. And then this one's Combat Master, increases the melee and range damage. We could also change to a ranged attack. It's just his ranged are very specific. They're either heavy or they're light, so it's kind of weird. Okay, let's hope we get the Bloody Colosseum this time, because we haven't gotten it the last 2. Alright, we have a Necron, which means we're almost going to be unbeatable. We have a level 20. Wow. I believe that's max. What is it called? I forgot what they're called. It's an orc, but Pip. I want to call him a Pip Boy, but that's wrong game. But he has both ranged and melee, so he's gonna probably just be jumping around the map more than anything. Not really doing all that much. Then melee. Of course the Overlord is as well, so this is going to be primarily melee. Melee? Whatever. Might be better as long as we have enough movement. Hey, we actually got the map. Wasn't paying attention before. Have fun and good luck. So notice we don't have our poison cloud now, which is sad, but we do have barbs, so if they attack us, they take more damage. Oh, and he has a nice boom when he teleports. Normally, if you're like another character that doesn't have Unshakable, and you get knocked back by it, which is really kind of annoying. I'll just walk through the wall. I'm big enough. You had one job, man. One job. So, doing much better at the beginning at least. Maybe those barbs are really helping. Nothing else going on. Stand behind this pile. It's +1 on the multiplier for survival, because nobody died. So each level that somebody doesn't die, it increases by 1. Then if somebody dies, it goes all the way back down to 1. Where? God. You're terrible. Get back to your post. There's the charge for you. Knocks out everything and everybody in its way, basically. There's one of the harder minions. Why does he just keep getting knocked back? I don't understand that. I don't do knockback damage that hard. I don't think I do knockback like that. Executed. Dippers hanging out there. Tip boy. It's something boy, but I just don't remember what it's called. I win. Alright. Get over here. Looks like we're all good over here. He has the random teleport stuff on there too, so if he gets hit, I think it randomly teleports the enemy, and then it also has a chance to randomly teleport him. And then whenever he does teleport, it explodes, so pretty good combinations. It's just the teleport armor is not very strong, so. The randomly teleporting is an attribute of some sort. Come on. Come on, come on, wherever you are. How dare you take my post? And then run away. Like a security little turn. Oh, you're going to capture the other one, because this guy's over here now. You're a tricky little wannabe chicken. Stop capturing stuff. This little, like, chicken looking thing just going back and forth capturing both ones. Alright, so this is the heavy machine gun. So we'll get rid of it first. Nobody's died yet. That's good. Knock on wood. That is a good tactic, though. I like the way he's using it. It's just not fun whenever you're a friend that can be knocked back, and he just teleports all around you, and you're just getting constantly knocked back. It's not fun. attack those guys now, so I'm going over here. I don't even know where the other guy is. Oh, he's just hiding over here. So yeah, it seems like we're doing much better. Maybe it's because we have a level 20 on there, or maybe it's because we actually got the right equipment this time. As my health starts going down. Yep, and I'm down. Oh, that's silly. Jeez, that explosion kills more people than he normally does. And I even could. So while you're down, you actually do have regeneration of not health, but of your what's it called? Energy or mana, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, they call it energy, so we'll call it energy. Hey now, get off my supply. Oh, we got a big guy. I'm supposed to be somewhat of a match for these big guys. He helped, of course. That wasn't all me. Wanting that energy to regen quicker. What are these guys? Little shields? About halfway down, no energy. Okay, he helped a lot. That explosion helps a lot. It's unbelievable how much. I would say he's OP, but he's level 20, so yeah. You can probably handle that. Oh, it explodes when they teleport too. That's awesome. Yeah, definitely good tactics for that build. It's kind of annoying that all my attacks are knocking back though. Like herding sheep or something. Just keep attacking them and push them towards the other guys.
Nothing survives death!
Oh, here we are. Here's our doppelgangers. So the general tactic is to kill one specific one, which they're both attacking a different one. It's kind of stupid. But it looks like we're taking it down quickly. There we go. So the only thing is that near one of the last stages, all three of those will be revived, right where they're at. And we'll have to fight them again, along with like the boss and the lieutenant, because the lieutenant comes in a separate wave as well, and he falls. And then the boss comes, revives everybody, and yeah. Get out of my way! I'm trying to kill people or things. Yep, those explosions are just crazy. Go capture this real quick. Yeah, I went down pretty quick. It's okay, I'm good. I'm just gonna play here. Let's guy's getting a bit tore up. That's why he has that teleport. He barely made it. It's also a separate tactic in itself, is going to the back of some of the spawn points where you regenerate. Or even if they go after you, it takes them a while to open the gate and everything usually. I am alive. I'm alive, but not for long if I don't turn my shield on. Stop following him and watch myself. None of that. Get your level 20 butt up. Go ahead and just capture some points again before these last ones die. Oh, too late. Save some stealth units in this next round. And notice we're on wave 19. That was a waste of a charge. So this guy is long range, so it's best to deal with him up front. And I'm dead. Stick up to take care of that guy, right? Yeah, that's game over. Wave 19 even. Alright. Well, I feel like we have enough fun-packed adventure in this episode. I'll go ahead and leave it at that. Maybe play a little bit longer on my Tyranid or something offline. Otherwise, Tactical Marine, yeah. Otherwise, I think I'll call it good. Again, that was Dawn of War 2 Retribution. It also has its own multiplayer and everything else. But the multiplayer is more of base building, fast action kind of thing. And it's all usually versus or in teams. Anyway, that'll do it. Thank you for joining me. If you want to continue and watch additional vids, make sure to like, subscribe, or share so you can catch the next one. Otherwise, have a great one.